On the news, presidency, governors, and lawmakers preach hope as Muslims in Nigeria celebrate Eid-el-Adha. Akwa Ibom Governor Eno dumps PDP for APC. And Tinubu commissions Lekki Deep Seaport Access Road, reaffirms push for infrastructure growth. We're glad to have you join News Now on TV360 Nigeria. I am Joy Uchejim. President Bola Tinubu has joined millions of Muslim faithful around the country in celebrating this year's Eid-el-Adha. At the Eid prayers held in Lagos, the president called on Nigerians to embrace unity, love, and hope as the nation navigates its economic and security challenges. He also encouraged citizens to pray for the country and the armed forces, while stressing that his administration's economic reforms are beginning to show positive signs. Our correspondent Tamila Akinkwoliye has more in this report.
As Muslims around the world mark Eid-el-Adha, commemorating Prophet Ibrahim's unwavering obedience to God, President Bola Tinubu has used the occasion to highlight the importance of national unity, love, and resilience. Speaking to journalists after observing Eid prayers in Lagos, the president reaffirmed his commitment to delivering on the promises of his renewed hope agenda. He noted that economic indicators are showing gradual improvement and urged Nigerians to remain patient and steadfast. Other top government officials echoed the president's call. Lagos State Deputy Governor Obafemi Hamzat and the Minister of Defense both highlighted ongoing efforts to strengthen peace and security, especially in regions previously plagued by unrest.
The essence of Eid Kabir is for us to sacrifice, compassion, love, and loyalty. So I think it's important that all of us, we show loyalty to our country, we show love to our neighbors, and we show compassion to the needy. And that's the basic essence.
Abuja, Kaduna, that used to be death trap, is now really cleared. People travel at all times, safe and sound. The same thing with Birnin-Gwari. When you come to Lokoja, Abuja also, and many roads that we fly. You hardly hear of kidnap and banditry around those roads now. And markets have been opening in both Kaduna, Zamfara, Sokoto, Katsina. Of course, there are some insecurity, but you have to look, contextualize it. Where we come from to what is it now. And they will tell you that it has improved tremendously.
Business leaders at the event, including Bua Group Chairman Abdulsamad Rabiu and Dangote Group President Aliko Dangote, praised the federal government's policies direction and expressed optimism about Nigeria's economic trajectory.
But if you look at all the policies that the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu introduced, they will start yielding fruits as we go along. The subsidy removal, the currency deregulation, and also the gas policy. There are so many policies that they have rolled over, including the tax policy, which was just signed. We will be yielding fruits, but I know that people are very much in a hurry, but I'm sure it will, the time will come where all of us will now have a much better, society.
Also present was the governor of Plateau State, who underscored the role of intergovernmental cooperation in addressing national challenges and fostering inclusive growth.
Well, the issue of insecurity, is not something that started today. It's not something that began with this president. It's been a recurring decimal over the last 2 decades or more. And so solutions cannot come overnight, but we continue to consult with the president and proffer our own ideas on how solutions can be brought to the security challenge in the country.
As Eid-el-Adha celebrations continue across the nation, leaders are urging Nigerians to remain united in purpose, generous in spirit, and hopeful for a stronger and more prosperous Nigeria. Tamilore Akinkwole, TV360, Lagos.
And as Muslim faithful around the world celebrate Eid-el-Adha, Muslims in Lagos have called for intensified efforts to tackle insecurity. Speaking to journalists on the occasion, the first vice chairman of the Lagos Secretariat Community Central Mosque, Ismail Abdulsalam, described the celebration as highly significant, emphasizing that it teaches Muslims to spread generosity and happiness. Abdulsalam further noted that the occasion promotes communal sacrifice and unity.
As Muslims, we have the duty and responsibility to fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in all our dealings, in all, the sphere of life. And by so doing, we should extend this fear of Allah into action by ensuring that everybody is happy today. People who Allah has not given the means to satisfy themselves with enjoyment in this day of Eid-el-Adha, we extend our hands of sacrifice of getting meat to them and making sure that everyone is happy.
Eid is a special occasion. It's a special celebration that Muslims come together to celebrate loved ones and to share love between people, and to give out as well to family and friends, to come together in love and in harmony. And my message to Nigerian government is to please do more, because people are really suffering in here. We could see when we came to pray, so a lot of things are happening, but alhamdulillah, we can do a bit that we can do, but we're begging you to please do more for people, to create more jobs, a lot of things to help the masses.
Today it has a lot of intonations with respect to one. It has religious coloration, it has social coloration, and of course it has what we call the issue of communal sacrifice, in the sense that what we are celebrating today is not something that we just decided to cook. It has historical background. The issue of social implication is that this kind of sacrifice brings people together. In the Yoruba setup, they call it Ileya, meaning let's just go home. To go and do what? To go and unite with our people, to go and celebrate, to go and reflect, and of course, to go back to our origin, and to be, to remember Allah more often than not. And also the issue of slaughtering, very, very key today, not only for us, here, but it's throughout the world, and of course, particularly to those in Hajj.
And reactions have continued to trail the nation's Defense Chief General Christopher Musa's call for border fencing. Amid the escalating security in Nigeria, General Musa made the call for the fencing of the country's borders to restrict the movement of terrorists and other criminals. Reacting to the issue, a retired Air Commodore Abayomi Balogun has welcomed the proposal for border fencing, adding that additional measures must be implemented beforehand. Featuring on news and current affairs show Deji 360, the former national aviator also recommended that the Nigerian military incorporate advanced technology into border control strategies to effectively manage any breach.
Border wars or security wars are not new in the world. It's different countries adopt it. Started from the Berlin Wall, you have the US-Mexico War, and other wars around the world to curtail insecurity and criminal activities and illegal movement. So for the CDS to request for the construction of a security wall or border wall, I think it's in order. However, it's intensive. If you look at the border, especially between Nigeria and Cameroon, it's over 3,000 kilometers. Between Nigeria and Niger, it's over 900. And between Nigeria and Benin Republic, It's over 2,000 kilometers.
That's massive.
The shortest one is just between Nigeria and Chad, which is about 90 kilometers, very short. But then it will take time to do that. But then that would be the permanent solution to this cross-border crisis that we frequently have. But in the interim, it's good he has sold the idea to the federal government. Let the government start thinking about it, because when you do that, you now have your border post that can be controlled and regularly monitored for illegal immigrants. But in the interim, while the government will try to do that, which is a permanent solution, we can put in some temporary measures. That is increasing our surveillance, both electronically and human. And I understand the CDS also called for collaboration between the citizens and the armed forces and the security agencies, because our Nigerian people see these guys coming and go out of our various borders. If they are proactive enough and see them coming in and alert the security agencies, then we may be able to quickly nip them in the bud, rather than waiting for them to enter into the country and then they become a whole lot of problem for us. So if government can put in measures in place where the civilians can interact freely and promptly with the military guys and the security agencies, such problems will be solved. But then I still agree with the CDS that for a permanent solution is the constructions of the walls.
Now to political matters, Governor Umo Eno of Akwa Ibom State has officially defected from the People's Democratic Party (PDP) to the All Progressives Congress (APC). Eno defected in Uyo, the Akwa Ibom State capital, on Friday. This comes a few days after the governor said it was time for him to move to the APC. The defection ceremony in Uyo attracted a large crowd, including governors elected on the platform of the APC and top party executives.
Each and every one of you needed to be consulted, to be informed. I needed your counsel. I needed to explain why I am moving. And at this point, that consultation culminated into my meeting with all the critical stakeholders in the PDP last night in this hall, where I took time to explain to all of you the reason why we must move. That as the children of Issachar, we must be able to interpret the times and flow with the times and not run against the tide. Having completed the rounds of my consultation, as your servant that you have elected to serve you, I have therefore decided to progressively move to the All Progressive Congress.
Meanwhile, the State Commissioner for Information and Strategy, INI Obong, has formally resigned following the governor's defection. Announcing his resignation via a Facebook post on Friday, Obong cited adherence to the governor's directive, which required political appointees unwilling to align with the APC to vacate their post. He says his political principles will not allow him join the APC, a party he had long opposed. And President Bola Tinubu has reaffirmed his commitment to accelerating Nigeria's infrastructure development. Speaking at the commissioning of the 27-kilometer Lekki Deep Seaport Access Road in Lagos, the president called for closer collaboration between the federal government and state authorities to streamline planning approvals and speed up project execution. The project, financed by the Dangote Group under the government tax credit scheme, is being hailed as a key milestone in the administration's renewed hope agenda. Our correspondent Victoria Konde has the details.
Just 5 days after commissioning the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway Phase 1, President Bola Tinubu has once again inaugurated another key national asset, the Lekki Deep Seaport Access Road. The 27-kilometer dual carriageway, which links the Dangote refinery and petrochemical plant to major transport corridors, was constructed by Dangote Group under the federal government's tax credit scheme. The inauguration ceremony attracted top dignitaries including governors, federal ministers and captains of industry. Minister of Works David Umahi applauded President Tinubu's focus on legacy infrastructure projects and said his renewed hope agenda is already yielding visible results.
I present to you the completed 27-kilometer by 2 reinforced concrete access road, deep sea port access road. This road is very important that we serve the ports, deep sea ports, so that all the challenges we have with Apapa port will be a thing of the past using this place.
We are not merely cutting ribbons. We are laying the concrete foundation for a stronger economy, a more connected Nigeria, and a more united people.
All the 36 governors, Mr. President, are happy with you because you are supporting the subnational. The support they are giving to us today is unprecedented in the history of Nigeria. No president has supported subnationals like you. That is a fact.
Billionaire industrialist Aliko Dangote described the president's economic policies as transformative and commended the partnership model that facilitated the project's completion.
The most transformative initiatives is the historic Naira for crude policy, which stands out as a clear testament to your administration's commitment to economic recovery and national sovereignty. This bold policy has enabled us at Dangote Petroleum Refinery to reduce product prices consistently and guaranteeing availability for the overall benefit of Nigerians.
The Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway is moving forward. The Sokoto-Badagry project is gaining traction. And just last weekend, Your Excellency, we witnessed the commissioning of several new roads. And today, Kano Kongolom joins the legacy of momentum and delivery.
President Tinubu, in his remarks, reiterated his administration's resolve to deliver people-centered infrastructure across the country. He cautioned state governments against granting building permits for major projects without proper alignment with federal plans, noting that such disconnects often lead to compensation disputes and delays.
Please, our dear governors, let's work together. Don't give planning approvals without collaborating with the Surveyor General of the Federation and Ministry of Works on these roads. Please, I appeal to you. And I'm glad the Deputy Governor of Lagos State is here. Thinking that we will revoke all those approvals given on the setback already given. And please note that we are very serious about it. No more planning approval for those unapproved islands being created illegally.
The president also virtually commissioned other completed projects and flagged off new ones across the country. He emphasized that collaboration between federal and sub-national governments is crucial in accelerating infrastructure delivery and drive national development. Victoria Akonde, TV360 News, Lagos.
It's now time for a short break, but still to come on News Now. Chadian president orders visa ban on U.S. nationals in retaliatory move. Stay with us for details. Welcome back. Let's take you through our major stories. President Bola Tinubu has joined millions of Muslim faithful across the country in celebrating this year's Eid-el-Adha. At the Eid prayers held in Lagos, the president called on Nigerians to embrace unity, love and hope as the nation navigates its economic and security challenges. We also told you that Governor Umo Eno of Akwa Ibom State has officially defected from the People's Democratic Party (PDP) to the All Progressives Congress (APC. Eno defected in Uyo, the Akwa Ibom State capital, on Friday, and this comes a few days after the governor said it was time for him to move to the APC. And in case you missed any of our news bulletins or for more updates, you can catch us on Limebex World TV and ABO TV, or log on to our website on www.tv360nigeria.com. You can also follow us on our social media platforms on Twitter, Instagram and YouTube at TV360 Nigeria, or download our mobile app on Google Play Store, Huawei App Gallery and Apple Store. On Facebook, we're at TV360 Online. It's now time for business news, and Okoyemi Owusheni is on standby. What's the latest, Okoyemi?
Well, Joy, the World Bank has called for more collaborative and impact-focused partnerships to effectively address development challenges across Africa. The call forms part of a broader push for more collaborative and result-driven development effort, acknowledging that global challenges such as climate change, health pandemics, and economic instability demand coordinated action from a wide range of stakeholders. World Bank President Ajay Banga said that friendship alone is not enough to address Africa's development challenges. Still in the world of business, the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of the Niger Delta Power Holding Company, Jennifer Adigije, has said that the recent electricity tariff adjustment, especially the cost-reflective tariff introduced for Band A customers, has helped to save generation companies, that's GenCos, from financial collapse. She explained that before the Band A tariff reform, only 10% of GenCo invoices presented to the bulk trader were settled. But with the implementation of the Band A structure, which covers just 15% of the market, liquidity in the sector increased by 70%, rising from 1 trillion naira to 1.7 trillion naira. And that's it on business news. There will be no stock market updates because of the Eid-el-Adha celebration in Nigeria. Back to you, Joy, for the rest of the news.
Thank you, Okoyemi. And now on the foreign scene, Chadian President Muhammad Idris Itno has ordered the suspension of visas to U.S. citizens as reprisal for a travel ban. The Central African country was one of 12 nations affected by a Donald Trump travel ban order. Trump said the ban was in the interest of national security. In a Facebook post on Thursday, Itno hit back at Trump with a matching visa ban. With 7 of the 12 countries on the list, Africa is the continent worst hit by Trump's travel ban. And still on the foreign scene, Guatemalan authorities have evacuated more than 500 residents following a fresh eruption from the Fuego volcano, Central America's most active volcano. The evacuation efforts were announced with residents relocated to shelters from nearby communities as the volcano released large plumes of gas and ash into the atmosphere. Fuego has prompted the suspension of school activities and the temporary closure of a major road linking the south of the country. And finally, on sports, the race to sign Nigerian striker Victor Osimhen is intensifying, with Spanish giants Real Madrid now reportedly entering the fray. According to reports, the 26-year-old forward has become a key target for new Real Madrid manager Xabi Alonso, who is looking to bolster the club's attacking options this summer. Osimhen, who has been strongly linked with a move to Saudi side Al Hilal in recent days, was reportedly given a June 5th deadline to make a decision. And Liverpool Football Club has announced the departure of several academy players whose contract expired this month. None of the players featured for the senior team, although 22-year-old Cornes came closest, making an appearance in a mid-season friendly against Lyon in December 2022. Meanwhile, the club has offered new deals to 8 other young talents who are reigning Premier League champions and are hopeful these players will commit their futures to Anfield as they continue to invest in the development of young talent. And that's another bulletin on News Now. Many thanks for joining us. I am Joy Ucheji. See you next time.